Money. We earn it, we spend it, we save it. But have you ever really stopped to think about what it is? Or how its journey through our lives actually works? Today, we're going to break down the simple life cycle of money. So let's get real for a second. Have you ever just paused and wondered how this whole money thing really works? I mean, we use it every single day, but its journey can feel like a total mystery. So let's pull back the curtain and see what's really going on.
All right, so first things first, before we get into the nitty-gritty, we have to ask the most basic question of all. What is money anyway?
At its absolute core, money is just a tool. That's it. Think about it. Whether it's clinking coins in your pocket, a paper bill, or just numbers on a screen, its one big job is to let us trade for the things we need and want, from our groceries and clothes to stuff like a haircut or a bus ticket.
So when you boil it all down, money is what helps us get through our day-to-day lives. It's kind of like the universal language that connects our work, our needs, and all the fun stuff we want too.
Okay, so if money is a tool, the next logical question is, how do we get our hands on it? And that brings us right to part one of our journey, how money actually makes its way into our lives.
There are a ton of different ways money can come to us. For a lot of people, the main way is a salary from a job, right? But that's not the only way. Maybe you work for yourself, or you get a gift from family, or hey, you sell that old bike you're not using anymore. It's definitely not a one-size-fits-all kind of deal.
But here's the thing that ties it all together. Getting money usually isn't magic. It almost always comes down to trading something. Our time, our skills, our effort. It's a simple trade, really. So now we've got some money. Awesome. But what happens next? This leads us right into the second stage of the cycle, how we actually use that money.
And this right here is probably the biggest question we all face every single day. Once that money's in your account or in your wallet, you've got two basic choices. Do you spend it now or do you save it for later? It's a constant balancing act. Let's break that down. On one side, you've got spending. This is for today, for right now. It covers the must-haves, food, rent, bills, and it also covers the fun stuff, the wants, like going to the movies or your hobbies. Then, on the other side of the coin, you have saving. This is all about planning for tomorrow. We're talking big future goals like going to school or buying a car, and super important for those just-in-case moments, those emergencies that life sometimes throws our way.
So how in the world do you manage that choice between today and tomorrow? Well, the best tool in the toolbox is a budget. And don't let the word scare you. It's really just a simple plan, a roadmap, if you will. It just shows you what's coming in, what's going out, and what's left over for you to save. It's all about putting you in the driver's seat. All right, we've talked about earning money and using it, but let's zoom out a little bit now and look at the bigger picture, because sometimes our financial lives involve more than just the cash we have on hand. Look, life is full of big-ticket items, buying a house, getting a car, paying for college, and a lot of the time we need way more money than we have saved up at that moment. And this, right here, is where the whole idea of borrowing comes into play. So what's a loan? It's actually pretty simple. It's just money you borrow, usually from a bank or a credit union, with a promise that you'll pay it back over time.
And when you take out a loan, that creates something called debt. Debt is just the amount of money you owe. It's the total you still have left to pay back on that loan.
A perfect real-world example of this is a mortgage. You've probably heard that word. It's basically a special, really long-term loan that's just for buying a house. For a lot of folks, it's the biggest loan they'll ever have.
This quote here, it probably sounds super familiar, right? Credit card bills, car payments, I've got to pay my mortgage. This is what makes the idea of debt feel so real. These are all just common types of debt, and for many, many people, they're just a normal part of life. Okay, so after looking at all these different pieces, earning, spending, saving, borrowing, we can start to see how they all fit together to tell a story. And it's your financial story. So let's recap the whole journey, the entire life cycle. It starts with, number one, earning the money. Then step two is using it, which is that constant balance of spending and saving. And finally, number three is managing it all, using tools like a budget and understanding how things like debt work. And this is maybe the most important thing to take away from all of this. Understanding money isn't just about math or being good with numbers. It's a true life skill. Seriously, it's just as important as learning to read or cook. It gives you the power to make smart choices that will literally shape your future. So that leaves us with one final question, and this one is for you. Now that you can see the whole cycle laid out, what's the very first step you're going to take in your own financial story? Thanks so much for joining me today.